Hey, hi-oh, how's it going? You probably haven't heard me in a little while. It's been over a month now, I think, or maybe like just around a month, probably. I had to take kind of a hiatus, a bit of a leave from producing content, all for good reasons, which is really nice and probably refreshing for people to hear, because you hear about people having like mental breakdowns because they make too much content on YouTube and stuff like that. Nothing like that. We're good. We're all fine. If you don't know, I put out some community, like some updates to the community on the community tab on YouTube. I don't know what it's officially called. I don't even know how people see those, to be honest, but I did that. And some people seem to have saw those, others found out on my Twitter and Discord and stuff. Basically, on the 15th of last month, I uprooted and moved from Alberta back to BC, where I'm originally from. But I'm in Vancouver now, whereas beforehand I was living kind of like near the Alberta border in the middle of nowhere when I lived here before. Yeah, so I basically, in the last like 3.5 weeks, I moved to Vancouver. I came out here with 2 suitcases on a plane filled with mostly clothes, and then I finally got all my other stuff shipped out here, and I've got the majority of it set up. It's still a work in progress. I've turned my walk-in closet in my studio apartment into, yeah, like a little, like a recording studio type deal. It's a pretty big closet, and I don't know why they didn't just make it a bedroom, to be entirely honest, but whatever. So yeah, that's my little recording studio now. I don't know how the audio is going to be in here yet, so if you hear like fuzziness in the background or something, I apologize. I'm in the middle of setting stuff up and figuring everything out, so you're going to have to deal with it. Yeah, though, so basically, I moved out to Vancouver from southern Alberta for a new job that came out of nowhere. I wasn't really expecting it, and then they just called me back. We did some interviews. They were like, "You're hired. Get your ass down here." I was like, "Okay, let's do it. We're good to go." Yeah, so in regards to that job, I'm going to be working, well, I've already started working as a community manager for a Thinking Ape, which is a mobile development company based out of Vancouver, BC, obviously. So yeah, I've been working there for about 3 weeks now. It's a wonderful environment in the office. I really like everyone I'm working with, and honestly, it's kind of the best job I've ever had. I'm very impressed with it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It all came out of nowhere. I applied for a couple different jobs, and this one just happened to get back to me. A big pay increase based on what I was getting before, and it's in a really beautiful part of the city. So yeah, it's awesome. Now, obviously, that raises a couple questions about content in the future and things like that, so I just wanted to kind of go over a lot of that stuff and explain exactly where my opinions are lying with that stuff, and what I foresee the channel becoming as we go into the future here. So yeah, let's just kind of get into that. I feel like I made that sound a lot more ominous than it probably is, because the truth is, I don't really see my channel changing a whole lot, because I'm working for a game developer now. Like, that's a thing. I work in the industry, technically, air quotes, that type of thing. But because I'm working for a mobile company, I think that my personal content is pretty far removed from any sort of, like, bias towards, like, other games I'd be talking about or reviewing and that type of thing. So I don't necessarily think that my own personal content is going to be much different going forward, and because the company is so awesome, like, most people know about my content there already, so they were pretty happy to see it, and that's kind of part of the reason they liked me, I think. So I'm all good on that front too. So it's not like there's any real cause for change or concern in regards to my content. That's all speculation, though. I feel like, as everything does in life, and as my channel has done before, it's probably going to metamorphosize. That's a dumb word to say in this context. It's going to evolve into something else gradually, and, like, my channel just does that. I get bored of doing one type of thing and start doing another thing, so we'll see what happens. But as it stands, I don't feel like my position within, like, the games industry, again, air quotes, is really going to affect this type of stuff that the type of content I create and the type of stuff that I talk about. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good all around. That could change, and I can't foresee the future, but for right now, I'm pretty positive about it. I do think it's very important, though, to talk about what my position is, because, you know, if someone is working in any position in the industry, that they're also talking about critiquing that type of thing, it's very important to have all the information on it, so that's why I want to kind of, like, make an official announcement saying, like, hey, I work for a Thinking Ape as a community manager, so if you ever feel like my opinions could be biased or like take what I say with a grain of salt, like that's totally up to everyone that's viewing my content to decide, and I'm not going to like make that a secret or try to downplay it at all. So let's talk about content schedules and stuff. Now, I get people asking me a lot, like, when do you upload stuff? What is your content schedule and things like that? My schedule for the past year and a half has been nothing. I upload stuff when I want to upload them. There is no schedule, there never was. I'm hoping to get some regular content going out pretty soon again here, because I've got most of my stuff set up. Like I've got a very basic computer setup right now, but I've got my microphone and like one monitor set up and that type of thing, so I can do it. It's all about finding the time and getting into my rhythm with this new work and things like that. So I'm thinking probably weekends are going to be when I'm most likely to be able to make content, but who knows? I'll probably end up live streaming, or I kind of just get like, I wake up one morning, I'm like, I'm going to make this video specifically, and there's no rhyme or reason for it, and I feel like that's basically just going to be the same. So let's move on to a couple questions about the job, I think is probably what people are wondering about. The first one I'm going to tackle, and if you have any other questions or anything, just like let me know in the comments or at me on Twitter or Discord. That's totally fine. It's whatever. I'll just reply to everything. Yeah, the first one is, I think, like, am I going to start making mobile content? No, that's not going to happen. Mobile content is very hard to record, and a lot of the games are very similar, so there's not a whole lot to talk about with them, in my opinion. And I feel like because I'm working with a mobile game company now, if I were to start covering that stuff, then that's kind of where the biases would come in. So I'm just going to kind of keep doing my own thing on my YouTube channel and consider it totally separate from my current career path. So again, I wouldn't expect my content to like change or anything like that. You're not going to be seeing advertisements for the company I work for or anything. That's not going to happen. Let's tackle the hot button issue that I feel like a bunch of people are going to ask. Oh my god, how could you possibly work for a mobile company? They are the devil, loot boxes, microtransactions, yada yada yada. Yeah, so I totally understand that a lot of people are going to be surprised and concerned that I chose to take a position with a mobile company when the mobile market is very oriented towards things that I have actively spoken out against in the past, including loot boxes, microtransactions, and etc., stuff like that. And the reality is that a lot of the games that I'm working with in this company right now, they do include, like, microtransactions. That's a thing. Like, they're free-to-play games, and then you can buy microtransactions in them. However, I wouldn't be working for a company unless I felt like they were doing things on the up and up. I wouldn't be working for a company that I felt like was screwing over consumers or employees and things like that. And what I can say, and I'm not going to go into specific details because it's not my place to do that right now, what I can say is that my feelings towards a Thinking Ape and all the employees and the company itself has been nothing short of incredibly positive, especially in how they treat their employees, the benefits that they offer, all this type of stuff. It's been fantastic, and it's been a wonderful anti-crunch work environment, so it's all positives on that end, and I can attest personally that the community is working very well with players right now, trying to, you know, like, talk with everyone and figure out the best way to move forward with all their different types of games. So does that mean that I'm totally okay with loot boxes, microtransactions, stuff like that? No, my opinions are largely the same as they were before. If I felt like this specific company was taking advantage of players or was doing things that I really didn't agree with from a moral and ethical standpoint, then I wouldn't have taken the job. And that's not the way I feel. Are there things that I disagree with? Yes, there definitely are, but that stuff is all open up for discussion, and no matter what large company you work for, there are going to be things that you wish you could see improved, and in my opinion, hey, if I'm around there and I see an opportunity to improve or someone asks me, I'll give my opinion, and everyone's totally open to that, and that's the way it should be. Hey, can I get free stuff for all these games that you work on, and can you help me troubleshoot when you're just on Discord or live streaming? I prefer if you didn't. I mean, I'll do my best, but when I'm not at work, I'm technically not on the clock, so if I don't help out, just don't be offended, because, you know, I've got other things I need to do too. If you do play any game by a thinking ape, just open the support ticket. That being said, I'm more than happy to answer questions or talk about the game, etc. Just like, you know, be casual about it. When I'm live streaming, I'm not a support service. So yeah, to sum everything up, as I said, big life changes happened. I ended up getting a really good job in a really good city with really good people, and I'm very excited to be there right now. I don't think that it's going to have a big impact on the type of content I produce. I could be wrong. This is a learning process for me. I feel like it's very important to make all this information known so that people can come to their own decisions and conclusions, and just so everyone is still informed and in the loop, because that's always been something I've been very prideful about in regards to my channel and just in my life in general. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update. I'll get some cool stuff done over the next week or so, probably, if I feel like it. It's gonna happen. But yeah, if I need a little bit more time, I might end up taking that too. Just don't panic, I'm still around. Again, if you want to talk to me at any point, Twitter, Discord are the two best places to do that. I try to read the YouTube comments, but, you know, sometimes you just can't get through them, or they don't load because YouTube is a cruddy website half the time. So yeah, that's been my life for the last little while. It's been great, very excited, but it's been a whole lot of work, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Bye!